Welcome to the Ports Garrison. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Greetings and welcome back to the Ports Garrison. As usual, I am your host, Phil the Poet, and today I want to talk about something that's been occupying my thoughts for a long time, and I've been thinking of expressing my thoughts on this subject matter. And today, in my solitude, I have a chance to finally address it. And this is the whole issue of our children, how we parent them, how we grow them, and what modern time affect the whole issue of parenting, especially as it relates to boys and Jamaica, and how the lack of parenting or lack of proper parenting contributes to crime, violence. And for the most part, not saying there are not any women involved in crime, but for the most part, the crime is perpetrated by men and boys. Right? So I want to look at how we grow our children these days. Now, I am old school when it comes to parenting. Very, very old school. I think there should be lines and boundaries, and children ought to know where their lines are, what lines you don't cross. Me I size. You understand? So surround me, children can't talk to adults in a certain way. Can't refer to adults merely by their first name. It's an issue of reverence, a relevance, or respect, for want of a better term. Children cannot answer when they are called yes or what you want or what. That's the one that rubs me the worst. What? Children cannot answer that way. They have to show some respect and know, understand that they're talking to adults. Now, I understand that a child has their rights. But, as the Christian says, bend the tree from its young. Or bring up a child in the way he or she should grow. When they're older, they will not depart from it. So, certain basic things has to be taught to children. It's the foundation that builds empathy, responsibility, and respect. You have a little kid around you, 8, 9, 10. They have to be to get some chores and being shown and how to be shown how to do or carry out these chores properly. Responsibility. You know, this is what you have to do every Saturday or every Friday or whatever. I mean, it's simple. You learn, say, nothing in life is not free. Now, there is a concept that I've heard many times that children ought not to be told about the suffering and the struggles that their parent or grandparents endured to get where they are today, because it's not the responsibility of the children, because they didn't ask to be here and their life is different. I disagree with that, because they are an extension of their parents, and they didn't just pop up and arrive here. Their parents had to struggle, and so they are part of that struggle, and they have to understand that is part of what makes them. You know what I'm saying? They have to understand that. So it's not a bed or rose. So somebody told me recently that they disagreed, or their studies showed that if you give children at a certain age certain kind of toys, then it kind of, I don't want to paraphrase it incorrectly, but it kind of leads them down that route. So for example, you give a little girl a cooking set, for example, then more than likely it is teaching them that their role is domestic. Again, I disagree with that. You can find studies to back up whatever you want to prove, whatever point you want to prove, you can find a study for that. So I disagree with that, because you can be domesticated and still be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever else you want to be. But it's a balance. When you're in your house, you can clean your house, take care of yourself, cook, prepare a proper meal, presentation excellent. You can't, nothing wrong with that. You can learn all that and learn your schoolwork and do all that at the same time. Now, this leads me to the whole issue of boys and how we grow them. Boys who are grown without proper parenting figures or figures of authority, in some cases, not in all cases, in some cases tend to grow up to be a menace to society. Boys need to be taught and to learn from examples around them. So I look at my grandson, for example, growing up around me. As a little boy, 2, 3, he was often asked if he was a boy or girl. He was programmed to quickly shout, I'm boy, I'm boy, I'm boy. Okay. And I look at him and I think of the issues that he has growing up surrounded mostly by females. And I understand a boy who has issues expressing his feelings, feeling that he will get justification when he expresses feelings, feeling that he'll be heard and he'll be given the chance without somebody rushing him to shut him up. I have heard it said to him by both men and women, stop being a girl. If he cries, for example. Well, I don't cry these days, but as a kid, anybody knew me as a kid knew I cried my fair share of crying. I'm not scared of crying if I have to, if it comes to emotion. Because boys, like girls, should be able to express their emotions. Now, stop being a girl. What does that mean? Does that mean women or girls are the only ones who can express the range of emotions? Does it mean that if girls are weak, so if a boy is crying, he's deemed to be weak? And then you look at women who are strong women saying these things to a boy. Now, when he shuts up, and our boys shut up and they internalize all of this anger and frustration and things they want to get out, they keep it pent up inside of them for the longest while, and they grow a certain way, and this coarseness leads to a lack of empathy and feeling like they're on their own, and it leads to a coarseness that they can turn around and do anything and don't care about repercussions. We have to teach our boys to be able to express themselves, express their emotions. There is no set way that this is our boy. Some things are natural, right? But there's no set ways. This is authority. Learn to respect authority. Authority comes in many shape and form. Now, I remember growing up as a kid and going to primary school, and a teacher threw a duster, connecting my nose, bust my nose, bleed blood all over the place, carry me home to apologize to my parents, and offered to take me to the doctor. My father come in and said, hold on, what to do? What another to do? It's my boy. Anytime him get in trouble at school, bust the ass. So technically he gave them permission to spank me. No, I am not somebody who spank. I am not really spank my child. And my grandson, I spanked him one time, and I don't like to see me being the reason, the cause of hurt and pain. So I told him I won't spank you again, because I lived through the whole heap of spanking. Mother, father, school, the works. And I knew that what sometimes was worse than the spanking was waiting to be spanked, the anticipation of the spank. Now, my grandson is so programmed now that if he sees me wearing a pink shirt, he looks at me funnily and says, "You're wearing pink, Grandpa?" And I say that to say that boys must, you can't put them in a box and say, "Yeah man, you mustn't wear pink." We have to teach our children what is the right and proper things, the principal things. Set a line, draw a line of demarcation. You're over there, you're a child and I am an adult. You speak to me a certain way. I am the authority figure. And that don't stop you from showing love, real love. For reaching out, spending time, reaching out, hugging your kids, and that don't stop you from doing all of that. But they must know at certain time, it's easy for you to sit down and say, look, let's have a conversation. This is wrong. You can't do this. What, if you're in my position, what would you do? You know what I'm saying? You have these kind of conversations. And you teach a child. Because unless we start building the foundation, you see, when there is authority figures, uncles and cousins and good examples, and those are absent, they go find it elsewhere. Bad man and gunman and them things that take over and teach them. We have to get to the stage where our kids understand certain basic things. And we have to teach them. We have to show them love. We have to care for them. We have to let them be who they are going to be and appreciate and accept them. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes live, parents sometimes live their lives vicariously through their children. They never achieve these things, they never succeed at these things, so they want to force their kids to do it. Growing up, I thought, I sometimes look back at my life and says, when I wanted to go into the farm, I was told to go read a book. And what happened if I had gotten that balance? And my father's a carpenter and a mason, and what if I learned those things from him and still get the schoolwork and balance it? There is no set way, there is no one way. Get to understand your children. So now, don't get me wrong, it's not only our boys that need love. All our children, including all our children, need to be shown love and tender care. You know, and one of the things that irritates me or rub the most and rub me the wrong way every single time is when I go out in public and I see a child throwing a tantrum and the adults unable to have the child to stop out in public. Now, when I was a boy around my mother or my grandmother, I couldn't do certain things. If an adult came to visit them, I couldn't present myself and sit listening to their conversation. It would be one look at me and I know what is coming, I'll disappear. It's not impossible. It's not a hopeless case. There is still hope that we can fix generations to come. But we must put in the basics. And mothers, if you have a child and father is not present, make sure you find a male figure to help groom them. You know, to give them some guidance, to show them a proper male figure to give them some good examples. Because boys must learn certain things, because if them don't learn certain basic things, society suffers. The whole of we suffer. And the whole of we can bawl and cry. But guess it, all hope is not lost, but children has to be governed. They have them rights, but those rights don't trample the rights of the parents, in my view. Well, thank you for listening to me. Hope I made some sense. And until next time, I want to wish you, as always, all the best, guidance, and enough protection. And as always, it's blessings and one love. Respects. Thanks for watching.